Hello everyone, welcome to our YouTube channel Third Eye Media. So sorry for the delay. After March 24th, we were not able to upload the video. So let's begin with 25th March current affairs. The first topic for that day is Assam police detain IIT Guwahati student for pledge to join IS. The Assam IS is nothing but a terrorist organization. The Assam police have detained a student of the Indian Institute of Technology Guwahati after he had allegedly slipped out to join the Islamic State terror group. The detention of the student followed the arrest of IS India head Hareesh and his associate Anurag Singh on March 19th. The state police special task force caught the duo after they had crossed into Dhubri district of Assam from Bangladesh. So be aware and vigilant of these type of attacks. So they might also send some links and they also try to brainwash students to join their terrorist organizations. So please be very careful. Next, second topic is it's official. Station Shiv Shakti approved as name of Chandrayaan-3 landing site. The International Astronomical Union Working Group of Planetary System Nomenclature has approved the name Statue Shiv Shakti for the landing site of Chandrayaan-3's Vikram lander. The approval was given on March 19th. Planetary nomenclature, like terrestrial nomenclature, is used to uniquely identify a feature on the surface of a planet or satellite so that it can be easily located, described and discussed. The Gazetteer of Planetary Nomenclature contours on planets and satellites and some planetary ring and ring gap systems that the IAU has named and approved from its founding in 1919 to the present time. The IAU is an internationally recognized authority for assigning names to planetary surface features. Remember, which agency is responsible for assigning names is nothing but your IAU, that is International Astronomical Union. It follows some rules and conventions to do so. The IAU's Rule 9 states no names having political, military or religious significance may be used except for names of political figures prior to the 19th century. The citation in the Gazetteer for the name of the landing site of Vikram lander reads, compound word from Indian mythology that depicts the masculine Shiva and feminine Shakti nature. So duality of on August 26, 2023, Prime Minister Narendra Modi announced that the point where the moon lander of Chandrayaan-3 touched down would be called Shiv Shakti. In Shiv, there is a resolution for the welfare of humanity and Shakti gives us the strength to fulfill those resolutions, Mr. Modi had said while announcing the name. Next, doctors bat for early TB detection treatment. So it's all about, nothing about TB treatment here, just I am going to discuss one prime fact, that is World Tuberculosis Day is observed on March 24th. So it is celebrated on March 24th, means or observed on March 24th. Next, another thing is pulmonologist. Who is a pulmonologist? A pulmonologist is a doctor who specializes in lung conditions. A pulmonologist diagnoses and treats diseases of the respiratory system. So TB is also treated by pulmonologists itself. Next, state continues to register slow pace of growth in revenue receipts at Jan end. Telangana continues to depend on the financial accommodation instruments provided by the Reserve Bank of India, RBI, for meeting its immediate financial commitments like the ongoing and recently launched spree of welfare schemes. So the state utilized options like the special drawing facility and ways and means advances for most of the January. The state relied on a special drawing facility for all 31 days of January, drawing 883.6 crore. So basically Telangana state have used two main instruments, that is, one is special drawing facility and means and advances, ways and advances, to actually cater to the needs of their economy. So first, by using the first instrument, they have drawn 883.6 crore. It opted for ways and means advances for all but one day of the month, availing 1391.36 crore. It also used the overdraft option for 14 days of the month, raising 634.82 crore according to the RBI. The state's overall revenue is nothing but expenditure they have spent. Revenue receipts at the end of January stood at 1.36 lakh crore, 63.2% of the 2.16 lakh crore projected in the budget estimates for the current fiscal year, with just 2 months left for the completion of the fiscal. The state had a revenue deficit of 1269.69 crore against a surplus of 4881 crore projected in the budget estimates for the year, while the fiscal deficit was 40,852 crore, 72.87% of the 56,062 crore projected for the fiscal. The primary deficit at the end of the January stood at 21,749 crore. So basically, Telangana is in fiscal deficit. 900-year-old inscription from Chalukya dynasty found. A 900-year-old Kannada inscription from the Kalyana Chalukya dynasty has been found in the state of utter neglect at Gangapuram, a temple town in Jacharla Mandalam of Mahabubnagar district. Dr. Reddy, after carefully reading the inscription, revealed that it was issued on June 8, 1134 CE by the customs officers of Tailapa III, son of the Kalyana Chalukya emperor Bhulokamalla Someswara II. So, Bhulokamalla Someswara II, which records the remission of income accrued through toll taxes called Baddaravula and Hejjunka towards a perpetual lamp and incense of god Somanatha. So, it's basically about a tax thing which the inscription is predicting about. The inscription is actually giving the information with respect to a particular toll tax called as Vaddaravula and Hejjunka. Next, key component of Nisar satellite sent to US launch delayed. The launch of NASA ISRO synthetic aperture radar satellite has been delayed as a key component of the satellite has been sent back to the United States of America. Next, Chennai Airport to adopt Digi-Yatra system this week. What is the system? The system, basically powered by facial recognition technology, will reduce waiting time at the entry and security check areas and allow passengers to quickly and seamlessly finish the procedures necessary before boarding a flight. Their name, phone number and other details to register, and subsequently their flight details before the journey. They also need to take a picture of themselves and upload it. When the passenger reaches the airport, the QR code generated by the app must be shown at the e-gate and a camera there will take their photo. Similarly, before the security check and boarding, they can easily walk through after a facial scan. There will be separate e-gates for Digi-Yatra passengers, another airport official explained. Next, Pakistan to mull revival of trade ties with India. Now Pakistan is again having an eye to rebounds their trade ties with India because of the pressure which is coming which Pakistan is getting from its industries or from its higher industrial companies. Pakistan foreign minister says businessman in his country, so mainly his businessman is exerting pressure on Pakistan to actually have a good ties with India. Businessman in his country approached him on the issue. Amritsar traders welcome move. Jaishankar says India in no mood to overlook issue of terrorism. So it is not in a mood to overlook terrorism and get into business. Pakistan will seriously examine whether to restart trade with India, said its newly appointed Foreign Minister Mohammad Ishaq Dar. In 2019, both India and Pakistan had taken trade measures against each other. After the Pulwama bombing in February, India had withdrawn the most favored nation status to Pakistan and raised tariffs on all trade multifold. After India's Article 370 moves in Jammu and Kashmir in August 2019, Pakistan had suspended direct trade ties with India amidst a number of other diplomatic measures. So next, Myanmar group asks Manipur government not to deport refugees. So all these things will come under your international relations. Please make a note of each and everything because there might be a major questions asked with respect to our neighbors. First our neighbors, then the G20 economy, then also the G7 countries. These are the major important things, and also WTA, World Trade Organization, or like UN, United Nations Organization, UNO. So these might be a major concern, and even groupings, or what are called as international groupings like ASEAN, SHO, BRICS, SAARC. These might be also a major part where we can expect a lots of questions. So Myanmar-based organization has asked the Manipur government not to deport Myanmar refugees back to the war-torn country unless they choose to return. They say people returning were likely to face conscription. So basically there is actually a military rule going on in Myanmar. So they are fearing that if the refugees are being deported back, they might be used as front shield in the war age, front shield by the army in the border areas. So they might actually, there is a threat to their lives. So next, Muslims in Assam must give up polygamy child marriage. Assam Chief Minister Himanta Biswa Sharma has asserted that Bengali speaking Muslims must forsake practices like child marriage and polygamy to be considered Khilonjia, indigenous people of the state. Whether Miyas are nothing but Bengali speaking Muslims are indigenous or not is a different matter. Miya is originally a pejorative term used for Bengali speaking Muslims in Assam, and the non-Bengali speaking people generally identify them as Bangladeshi migrants. Next, Rajnath Singh celebrates Holi with soldiers in Leh, lauds their bravery. Defense Minister Rajnath Singh on Sunday celebrated Holi with army jawans in Leh and lauded praised them for protecting the country from enemies while bearing extreme weather conditions. The Defense Minister applied tilak with gulal on soldiers' forehead. Like we have the national capital in India, the economic capital in Mumbai, and the technological capital in Bangalore. Ladakh is India's capital of courage and bravery. This might be a question. So, what Rajnath Singh has termed Ladakh as? Ladakh is India's capital of courage and bravery. And economic capital is Mumbai, national capital Delhi, and technological capital is Bengaluru. Next, statehood for Ladakh. KDA, that's nothing but a Kargil Democratic Alliance begins 3-day hunger strike in Kargil. A 3-day hunger strike by the Kargil Democratic Alliance in support the 4-point demands, including statehood and Ladakh's inclusion in the 6th schedule of the constitution, commenced in Kargil on Sunday, with people from different walks of life joining the symbolic protest against the central government. The KDA and the apex body, both separate grouping of various political, social and religious organizations representing the two districts, are jointly spearheading the agitation in support of their demands, which also include job reservation for local youth and one Rajya Sabha seat. The agitation was launched shortly after Ladakh was granted Union Territory status without an assembly in August 2019. Next, Anti-Piracy Act has been a great enabler, says Navy Chief. The law empowers Navy and Coast Guard to board, seize and arrest pirates and their vessels on the high seas. Admiral Kumar says the force has been ensuring optimal deployment of assets. What is that act all about? They have actually passed an act. What is it? The Maritime Anti-Piracy Act enacted in 2022, which is that act, Maritime Anti-Piracy Act, has become a great enabler, said Indian Navy Chief Admiral Hari Kumar, as the Navy completed 100 days of Operation Sankalp. The Operation Sankalp was done in the Gulf of Aden. This act has empowered us to visit, board, search and seize any suspicious vessel, craft or fishing boat or though that we suspect we board, inspect, and if we find piracy triggers like skiffs, weapons or ammunition, then we take action to ensure that they don't proceed with their mission. In the past 100 days, as part of Operation Sankalp, the Navy has carried out over 1,000 boardings. The Maritime Anti-Piracy Act empowers the Indian Navy and the Coast Guard to board, seize and arrest pirates operating on the high seas in the exclusive economic zone and beyond, and Indian courts can prosecute the perpetrators with life imprisonment, fine or both. However, the Act also considers the offence as extraditable, where India has signed such treaties with those countries. India has an agreement with Somalia, where Somalian pirates have been extradited since 2017. According to the Act, it was enacted to give effect to the United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea relating to the repression of piracy on the high seas, and for matters connected therewith, India ratified UN clause, that is nothing but United Nations Convention on Law of the Sea in 1995. So, it signed in 1995. India signed in 1995. Since mid-December, as part of phase 2 of Operation Sankalp, the Indian Navy saw the deployment of over 5,000 personnel at sea, over 450 ships and 900 hours of flying by the maritime surveillance aircraft to address threats in the maritime domain. As of yesterday, we had 11 submarines. Operating simultaneously in the sea, with more than 35 ships and over 5 aircraft deployed in different parts of the Indian Ocean region. Next, to curb illegal trade, Health Ministry tells states to plug gaps in compiling data of organ donors. So, actually organ donation is a very good thing. each and every person should actually adopt this organ donation. So this data is related to that only. So in an advisory to all states recently, the health ministry noted that National Organ and Tissue Transplant Organization, established under the Transplantation of Human Organs and Tissues Act 1994, was an apex organization to provide for an efficient and organized system of organ procurement and distribution in the country, and maintain a national registry of donors and recipients of organs and tissues. So, which is the nodal agency? So, this organization, this NOTO, is a major organization under which act? TOTA Act. NOTO under TOTA Act is a primary act which is actually responsible for this organ donation. Next, Bharat Biotech commences clinical trials of Spanish tuberculosis vaccine in India. Clinical trials of the Spanish tuberculosis vaccine MTVAC have begun in India. MTBVAC has been developed for the prevention of TB in adults and adolescents. So basically, it is taking rights from Spanish company and it's trying to prepare in India itself, similar to that of the COVID vaccine. So that's all for the day. So this is all about the articles which are present in March 25th. So I hope you guys are enjoying. Please don't forget to like, share and subscribe our channels. Thank you.